Hey Internet, Maria here from Glory on Spirits. Sorry for the change of venue. I am recording these way later than I would like. Meant to record Thursday. Today is Friday. So, today, if you couldn't already tell from the title, we are talking about the Magician. This guy rocks. Alright, so first off, let's go ahead talk about the symbolism in the normal Rider-Waite card. Not so much here in the Archeon Tarot, once again. Love it so. I like the imagery. Yeah, in the Archeon Tarot, they don't have a lot of this symbolism. That's one thing I kind of wish they had more of, but here's the symbolism for the Rider-Waite and most things following the Rider-Waite. There's usually a red and white coloring. There's the infinity symbol above the wizard's head, or the magician, a small wand, a table displaying a chalice, a pinnacle, a staff or wand, and a sword. And this is kind of just what it looks like. Now, we're going to start out talking about upright. Now, another thing I need to mention, I have revamped. I didn't really like the structure I had last time for how I did this. So I restructured it. Everything's structured right on paper. It's better. It's better this way. Okay, so keywords for upright magician: power, skill, concentration, action, and resourcefulness. Now, the introduction to the magician, and once again, I'm using all of the same sources from last time, and this time they're more ingrained in each other, so it's not going to be exact what's what. This part you guys will probably recognize, though, as being from the wonderful, oh man, right when I decide to start recording, of course, this is through, Psychic Revelation. This is one of my favorite sites, and I can never remember its name. I can remember the other two's name, Eclectic Tarot and Betty Tarot. So, Psychic dash mark, I always say slash, even though slash is this sign, psychic-revelations.com, bettytarot.com, and eclectictarot.net. Alright, or was it? I'm not as prepared as I usually would be. I'm so sorry. Oh, yep, I got those right. Congratulations, everyone. Your host got things right for once. Alright. So, this is thanks to Psychic Revelation. And actually, the keywords are from Betty Tarot. So, that's what all of the keywords are going to be. I keep doing thumbs up, and I'm so sorry. I'm just, in kind of a mood right now. But I need to get this done, because I promised you guys that it would get done. Yay! Alright. Upright meanings. The introduction for the magician. The magician is about higher and better use of all of one's power. Spiritual, emotional, and otherwise. This is another card that often signifies new beginnings. There's big expectations ahead. Good omen card. Good things are happening. Reminds us that we have the power to make a difference. Everywhere. Our stuff, greater world. If we just try, if we put our minds to it and we try. Now, in general, and of course this is different than the introduction, everyone. In general, you may notice some synchronicities pointing towards different deep spiritual events, or a deep spiritual event taking place, regardless of the importance of their superficial appearance. appearances. You should be finding that knowledge, strength, and inspiration, you have what you need in those to meet what you want to do. It's a very good time. It's a very positive time for you. All right. Now, if you're asking a question related to work, and this is what you get, there's going to be an improvement. It's an excellent time to find new work or ask for and receive a promotion. If that's possible. If you're in minimum wage and it doesn't look like you're going anywhere, or you can't go anywhere, or you've been promoted as much as you possibly can in this business, not exactly, but you may get like a raise or something. If your work's in the creative field, this is awesome. It's time when your suggestions and work will be met with excellent comprehension. Everyone's going to understand this, and it will lead you probably to bigger and better things. I like this card. Now, if you're asking a question concerning love and the Magician shows up, upright. Let me add this all again. These are the upright meanings. Going over the reversed meanings soon. If you're asking concerning love, you're in the market for if you're in the market for a new romance, this is the time when you are likely to meet someone new. Look, if you want this, don't expect it to fall in your lap. Though it's very possible it can, but be open. Talk to people. If you're in a long-term relationship, the relationship will likely, it's like that fire is gonna get snapped back. It's going to be it's gonna be like it was in the beginning. It's the honeymoon period all over again, and it's great. You're gonna be more committed, and it's a fun time. And it's a great time to get out and meet people. If you're asking concerning money or finances, money's going to be on the upswing with this. Even if there's no real reason this should be happening. At the time. You'll figure it out later. Something's going to appear so you can make more money. An idea, a chance to do some work on the side, or in a new position. Have faith in yourself and your ability to succeed. Good stuff. Okay, another quick note, because I'm sure you've noticed, probably, maybe, I am paraphrasing most of these, paraphrasing. I'm saying them in my own words, mostly, and I will quote directly from these passages from time to time. Like that last line from Finances. Have faith in yourself and your ability to succeed. That's important. So I was like, I'm not going to even try to, do different things with that. That's exactly what it needs to be. Now, if you're asking a question concerning health, if you've been feeling ill, that will most likely end soon. Signifies strength or the return of strength. If you do have some kind of ongoing health issue, it's not gotten better, you may benefit from taking some sort of alternative therapy. Some of the ones that are listed: nutritional counseling, massage, dietary restriction, and so forth. I've also known Reiki to be very helpful, myself. Now, when this card is concerning spirituality, it's an excellent time for you to undertake some form of spiritual study and that you've thought about, but haven't had the opportunity to pursue. You would benefit also from discussion groups that are spiritual in origin. A spiritual teacher may appear in your life now. Person is going to be an excellent mentor, and they're going to help you get that new lease on life that you've been wanting. Now, we're going back into Biddy. As number 1, the Magician is the male power. Infinity symbol is the energy of thought above his head. He draws that divine power into his wand, and he molds it with the energy of thought, making it manifest on Earth, as seen from his finger pointing to the ground in the Rider-Waite image. Now, a big thing right now is manifesting. You manifest what you put out. You manifest your dreams. I admittedly don't put that much stock into it. I do get that positivity brings positive things and negativity brings negative things. It's the energy you put out. And I just did something weird to the phone, so I'm sorry if it looks weird. There we go. That looks better. I'm so sorry. I accidentally touched it and it did something weird. Because, yes, I'm on my phone here. I'm on my phone because my computer camera is really grainy at this time of night, and this is usually the time of night that I'm recording. Alright, so he's molding this energy with his thoughts, and this kind of goes with word magic. This is the most ancient magic to make real whatever he imagines in his head merely by saying it aloud. In the Bible it talks about God saying, "Let there be light," and there was light. You guys know I'm pagan. Or you should by this time. I hope. Yeah. Now, the magician is often represented by Mercury or Hermes. Of course, there's not always the same with that, but they're not always the same, but a lot of the times there is overlap between Mercury and Hermes. I've known certain employees of Hermes Mercury who go specifically as Mercury or go specifically as Hermes, but some of them do go as both. Yeah, that's not something I'm going to get into really. I do know someone with a good article on that. I don't know if I'll link it just because I'd have to ask him. So Mercury is the planet and god of smooth talkers and salesmen, and very clever with sleight of hand. He was the god of these, everybody. And a medicine man, either a real doctor or someone trying to sell you snake oil. This means this could go either way. This guy could either be great, or he can be feeding you a line of bull. Learn to tell the difference. Okay, no, I'm on a bit of a soapbox there. I'm sorry. I've had to do it myself, so I'm just like, because some people don't want to learn. And I know that most of you guys do want to learn. And sometimes it's hard. Sometimes these guys are really good at it. Hence Mercury. Now, this card is the only one in the Major Arcana that features all 4 suits from the Minor Arcana. And these are, what was it? Pentacle, Wand, Sword, Cup. That's what they were. And he has all of those on his table. And that'll play in when I mention the story later. More thumbs up, everybody. Alright. So, reminds us of the 4 aces, which in the tarot suit symbolize the raw, undeveloped, undirected power of each suit. When the magician appears, he reveals these to you. The tarot reader might well interpret this card as telling the querent that they will be given a vision, an idea, a magical mental image of whatever they most want. Solution to a problem, an ambitious career, a love life, a job. The magician is associated with the planet Mercury, as we just said, which carries with it skill, logic, and intellect. The number is 1, the number of beginnings. Magician is the bridge between the world of spirit and the world of humanity. I know a lot of people like this. I know a lot of people who can be symbolized by the magician card. His right hand holds a staff raised toward the sky, and his left hand points to the earth, taking the power of the universe and channeling it through his own body and directing it to the physical plane. Now, this is from a different source, of course, and so it's rehashing a couple things we've already talked about. Then it talks about, first it talks about the eternity symbol and how that obviously symbols infinity and eternity, and around his waist is a snake biting its own tail, which is another big symbol for eternity. Now, his table holds all 4 suites of the tarot, which are the 4 primordial elements of the alchemists. I love alchemy. Just gonna say that right now. Earth, air, fire, and water. These symbolize the appropriate use of mind, heart, body, and soul in the process of manifestation. You need all of these to do your work. Magician's robe is white, symbolizing the purity and innocence found in the Fool, but his cloak is red, representing worldly experience and knowledge. In the bed of flowers at his feet, again in the Rider-Waite card, this duality is repeated in the mix of pure white lilies and thorny red roses. Now, this card mostly appears in a tarot reading at the time of your life when you have the creative power and energy to create a new life cycle for yourself. You have the ability to take the power of the universe and manifest your desires, and a situation has been or will be presented to you that has all the inherent components to allow the manifestation of your desires. Desires may be spiritual, with fire, physical, with earth, emotional, with water, or mental, with air. We should talk about Bob sometime when we're going to be doing air, which is swords. For some reason, I've always associated swords with fire, but they're actually associated with the air in the tarot, so I'll probably talk about Bob. Some of you may know who Bob is if you read the Dresden Files, which you should totally read, but I'll talk about Bob later. Later on. All of these are aligned with the 4 elements of the tarot, and you have the ability to make whatever you're wanting to manifest happen. That's what this is saying. You do it now. Do it now. It's going to happen now. It's right now. Not right now, but very soon. The present is also the recent past and the recent future. Oh, how I could get into grammatical stuff. With the Magician Tarot, you are inspired to apply skill and initiative to accomplish your goals. If you have this strong desire to begin something new, to do, act, or go forth, as they say, a can-do attitude and a strong sense of optimism will dominate a new beginning, and thus the decisions that you make will have positive results. The Magician card sees you creating success in everything that you do. This is a tarot card about manifesting your goals by utilizing the skills, tools, and resources that are available to you. This is using everything you need to get there. If you don't use everything, you're not going to get the same result. You're not going to get the result you want or what's best for you. And it's more likely to be what you want and what's best for you if you use all of them versus just more on the lines of what's best for you, or maybe what you want but isn't best for you, or with the what's best for you, what you don't want but is best for you. It doesn't meld these things as much. But wait, just because this card shows up doesn't necessarily mean those are going to meld. Okay. Coming up with creative ways to solve problems and you'll be able to use your existing knowledge and networks to arrive at solutions. It's a good omen when you have a specific wish, when you're beginning a project involving creativity, or when you need to make a transformation of any kind. Great tarot card for meditation when you need to call the elements for help and wisdom. This card indicates you can benefit from your creative forces. You need to know what you're doing and how you're doing it. Be clear about your underlying motives and intentions here, else it's not going to turn out how you think or how you want. Because if it's not what's best for you or what you really, really want, it's not going to happen the way you thought it would. It's going to happen instead the way that it should. And you need to realize what that should is. So much philosophy. This is a card of deep concentration on a specific task or activity. You need to be focused on a single goal or purpose at this time, and you need to channel all of your energy, tools, and resources toward this one goal. Commitment to this task is essential, and as such, you will need to eliminate any distractions that will take your focus away from what you want to achieve. The Magician shows that you are doing a great job of pulling together all the skills, resources, and tools that are available to you in order to bring about an outcome that suits you. Keeping a very pragmatic head about you, and you are trying to remain as objective and can-do as possible, even if you are worried on the inside. Keep this up, as it will help you create as much success as possible. Keep thinking about what other skills and resources you can use, and keep focused on the task at hand. Now, okay, all of that's done. All of the upright card meaning is done. Oh man, that took way longer than I thought it would, but it's probably because of how I've restructured it, and I'm still going to go through and restructure different things as the weeks go on. So now we're going on to the reversed, which is much shorter because it doesn't have a lot of the stuff from it doesn't have anything from eclectic, really, because eclectic tarot only has the upright of the card most if not all of the time. So here are your keywords for the reversed magician: manipulation, poor planning, and latent talents. Latent talents. If you don't know what latent is, it means they're lying underneath the surface. They haven't awoken yet. Alright, so here we go. Let's start with the introduction. When reversed, the magician is about making higher and better use of all of one's power. The reversal, however, can indicate that one is hesitant about making the necessary changes in order to use their power in a more spiritual and more effective manner. Consider what is that you are most afraid of. Is it that others may not like the new you? You're right, they may not. However, this is no reason to not step into who you really want to and are meant to be. Going through reverse magicians. When the magician shows in reverse, you may be overlooking the synchronicities, which could be pointing you in the direction you most want to and need to go. Again, when this card is reversed, you could be doubting yourself unnecessarily and causing yourself and those around you problems as a result. Now, if you're asking a question in relation to work, and this is the reversed magician is what you get, receiving this card can indicate a resistance to needed change when it comes into your working life. Truth is that nothing stays the same forever. Change and newness is a part of life. Don't cling to the past. Now, if you're asking in terms of love, it can indicate you're losing your faith and your ability to find, attract, and keep new love if you're single. This attitude has to be stopped. Now. Right now, if you want to be successful. In a committed relationship, this card in reverse can show a hesitancy to talk about what it is that you really want and need. It's time to be brave and communicate these things. Guys, communicate with your significant others, please. Please. I'd really like it if you did. Yes, happiness makes the world go round. Not get blown up. In case you... Okay, so I'm recording this on July 4th. Fireworks are probably gonna start soon. Okay. Alright. Now, if you're asking about finances, indicate feelings of helplessness or being stuck when it comes to money. The truth of the matter is that you can make changes and you can improve your lot in life if you try. That's the big thing about reverse magician. Try and you will succeed. Break through those barriers and you can flip this magician right back up to all the good things. More thumbs up. Every time, take a shot every time I thumbs up. That's the worst time. This is the worst time in this to say that. I'm sorry. So, truth of the matter is you can make changes. If you do what you have always done, there's no doubt that you will basically get what you have always gotten. Definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. Think about changes and new ventures that you could try. You may find they're more successful than you'd expect. Now, in health, the magician, even in reversal, is a good signifier for improved health. Take good care of yourself and seek medical counsel if you need it. Believe in your body's ability to heal itself. You are likely to be feeling much better fairly quickly. When it comes to spirituality, when this card appears reversed, it indicates a need for new experiences and perspectives, and even new input into the way you think about and function with your spirituality. It's okay, and in fact, it's desirable and healthy for your spiritual approaches and thoughts to change over time. Your spiritual approaches and thoughts to change over time. I'm sorry, guys. Try new things. Talk to people who see things differently than you do. You will both benefit. Reversed, the Magician can indicate greed, deceit, manipulation, and using one's skills and ability for negative ends. It can also reflect trickery and cunning, untrustworthiness, I hate that word, and mental confusion. The Reversed Magician may represent your typical used car salesman. He uses his charm and his powers in a manipulative manner to convince you of his point. Always be careful of this type. Make sure you know what you are buying into, rather than being swept away by the excitement the excitement that is generated by this guy. Often suggests that you may be out of touch with reality, and you need to return to the lesson of the Fool and free yourself from the current situation in order to give yourself some perspective and reassess the situation. Ask yourself, where am I focusing my energy? Are my objectives clear? What skills and abilities are needed in this situation? How am I communicating with others? What do I want others to believe or see about me? Okay, so at that note, I'm going to add one more thing in relation to the Mercury relation. Mercury in retrograde. This is the card for it. Misunderstandings, forgetting things, random stuff happening. Now, Mercury in retrograde is the cleaning out of a bunch of old shit, for lack of a better word, that you've been sweeping under the rug and you need to get rid of. Now, this is saying you have a lot of skills and talents, back to the card, and abilities that are not being utilized at the moment, and you feel as if the true potential is not being maximized. You may be feeling that you have so much more to give, but you just aren't sure how to use these skills or talents that you've gained over the years. And you're not using them and you don't know how, really. Something that you know you're very good at, but you haven't explored it. And you need to. Really nurture and explore this skill, and you'll blossom from it. You'll already know what these talents are, so ask yourself, why am I not putting these to good use? I mean, they're there. These should be useful, shouldn't they? You'll find opportunities where you can tap into the unused skill and bring it to the conscious mind. Now, in spiritual reading, again, because we've moved into a different opening, you have a particular skill or talent that could help your spiritual journey, but you are not yet using this skill. For example, you may be studying the tarot and reading for friends and family, but you do not realize that this is something you have a real talent for. And you could be professionally for a much wider audience. If you were to expand your tarot reading, you may find that it also has benefits for your own spiritual journey. You may need to pursue new spiritual interests, particularly if your current path is not meeting your needs. Be open to change. Know that it's okay to build up a portfolio of different spiritual beliefs and skills. Alright, and I'm sorry if you guys are hearing anything in the background. We have a friend of the family over and his 5-year-old son. So, that's fun. Alright, now it's story time. This is again from the Eclectic Tarot. Traveling on his way, the Fool first encounters a magician, skillful, self-confident, a powerful magus with an infinity as a halo floating above his head. The magician mesmerizes the Fool. When asked, the Fool gives over his bundled pack and stick to the magician. Raising his wand to heaven, pointing his finger to the earth, the magician calls on all powers. Magically, the cloth of the pack unfolds upon the table, revealing its contents. To the Fool's eyes, it's as if the magician has created the future with a word. All the possibilities are laid out. All the directions he can take. The cool, airy sword of act in communication, the fiery wand of passions and ambition, the overflowing chalice of love and emotions, the solid pinnacle of work, possessions, and body. With these tools, the fool can create anything, make anything of his life. But here's the question. Did the magician create the tools, or were they already in the pack? Only the magician knows. And on this mystery, our eloquent mage refuses to say a word. Alright. Now, to finish this out, I'm going to give the wonderful answer that the magician is a yes card in yes or no readings. Now, stay tuned, because later on this week, or hopefully in the next 7 days, there should be the companion card to the magician, which is the high priestess. I'll be talking about that. Alright, internet? Good night. Have a wonderful, wonderful 4th of July. Have a good time. Oh, it's the 3rd, isn't it? I'm sorry. I'm recording on that. Welcome to my life. I'm scatterbrained. Maybe I need to look more into the magician.